Hello there, I'm just after getting off the phone with Daniel Kinahan. He's just informed me that the biggest fight in British boxing history has just been agreed. Get up there, my boy! Big shout out, Dan. He got this done, literally over the line. 2-fight deal. Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua next year. One problem, I've just got to smash Deontay Wilder's face right in the next fight. And then we go into the Joshua fight next year. So there we are. The Gypsy King versus AJ is on for next year, but there's a hurdle in the road called the Bronze Bomber, aka the Knockout King, and I will get onto him and knock him spark out, and then we got on to the big fight. So big thank you, Dan, for getting this deal over the line. All the best. God bless you all. See you soon. Peace out.
There you have it. Tyson Fury saying that his advisor, Daniel Kinahan, has put a deal in place for him to face Anthony Joshua in 2021, all going well. He mentioned a hurdle there of Deontay Wilder, and it could potentially be more than one hurdle, but we'll get to that. So Fury obviously ecstatic that he's got something to aim for. He wants that undisputed fight, as does Anthony Joshua. We've heard both talking about this previously, but okay, there's a few things to just roll through here. The next one being the official statement from Frank Warren. So Frank Warren taking a bit more of a tempered view of what's happened. So he has put out an official statement. See here on screen. Queensberry Promotion and MTK Global have seen today's commentary in relation to a potential unification fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. And bear in mind, this was out before Tyson Fury's video comment. We can confirm negotiations have taken place between Eddie Hearn and Tyson's advisor, Daniel Kinahan. And so Kinahan, he's the former founder of MTK Global, but also he is a noted crime figure in Ireland, well, allegedly. So the statement continues, both Queensberry and Top Rank, as Tyson's exclusive promoters, and MTK Global, his management team, agreed that this would be the best way forward due to the existing relationship between Eddie and Daniel. As with all previous statements, Queensberry, Top Rank and MTK are committed to working with all parties to get this fight over the line. At this point, we can confirm no contracts have been signed between any of the concerned parties, nor have any specifics been agreed regarding venues, dates, and numerous other key terms. Both sides do accept that any prospective fight will demand a 50-50 split, and both sides accept there will be a rematch. Obviously, we are keen to make the fight that British fans demand, and will continue negotiations in order to deliver Tyson his shot at becoming the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Things are going in the right direction, and we couldn't be more happy that a potential mega fight is in reach. So that is the official statement from Frank Warren and Queensberry Promotion. So I guess there's a couple of things to pick out from there, and then we'll move on to Eddie Hearn. He's spoken to Sky Sports, and Frank Warren's also thrown out some numbers to ESPN. But some key things there, that it is going to be a 50-50 split. And that was going to be one of the sticking points. You may have seen Frank Smith from Matchroom recently saying in different interviews that Joshua was the commercial A side and he should get more. So some of that sort of nonsense seemed to be, that would hinder potential negotiations. But obviously he's been somewhat out of the loop here, because they are going to agree to a 50-50 split. That is going to be part of the contract. And just for practical reasons, the fight would not happen if it wasn't 50-50. That's something that Frank Warren and Tyson Fury have been asking for some time now. So 50-50 I think is fair for an undisputed fight. It doesn't matter, in my view, who's got, the majority of the belts here. But regardless, they're both champions. They've both fought good opposition in recent times. And it is a mega fight that people have been waiting for, thirsting for some time. Let's face it, Undisputed's been on the horizon for the best part of 3 years now. The players may have changed, and now it's Fury and Joshua that are in the driver's seat. But there still is a ways to go, and at least one obstacle, as Fury said, Deontay Wilder, and Joshua's got a mandatory due in Kubrat Pulev. That's the IBF mandatory. And we'll come to a potential other sticking point soon, because Fury has a mandatory waiting in the wings, Dillian White, and Alexander Usyk is the WBO mandatory. that he's also waiting in the wings for Joshua. But moving on to, this is a tweet from Michael Benson. So Frank Warren has stated that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua could each earn purses of $60 to $70 million. That's US. So that would be 47 to 55 million pounds. If their fight happens as intended, it would be the first all-British bout to generate 9 figures in total. 9 figures being $100 million or more. So moving on now, so Eddie Hearn on Instagram, he has posted, and this is a graphic that DAZN had come up with some time ago. I've used it, plenty of others have used it before, Fury and Joshua inside a ring. But with the announcement from Fury and also from Frank Warren in that statement, things are clearly closer than they've ever been. So Eddie Hearn, he says, "We're in a good place, it's fair to say. In principle, both guys have agreed to that fight. 2 fights. There's a lot to overcome in the meantime. We're moving in the right direction. I'm confident that both guys have given their blessing for the fight to go ahead. The point of Fury, Joshua, and the teams agreeing to the structure of the deal, the first fight could happen next summer. It will be 2021. There's a big period of time where White should get a shot at the title. That's important to us. The main positive news is that Joshua and Fury have agreed to a 2-fight deal in essence, and these are comments that Hearn made to Sky Sports. The most difficult part of any deal is the financial element. I believe we're in a great place where both guys have agreed to what that should be. We have not signed contracts because there are still things to be worked out. We're pushing towards a place where they can be drafted for 2021. Both guys are in agreement. The structure of the deal is being put forward and agreed by both parties. There is a model in place that both parties are happy with. It's the biggest fight ever in British boxing. It doesn't get bigger, and there will never be a bigger fight in our generation. 2 guys very different, who fight differently, have experienced different things, and have come back from adversity." And also further up the story, Hearn specifically also said, "We have the Dillian Whyte mandatory, which is due before this fight." So whether that's going to happen or not, it's unclear because Dillian Whyte is the WBC mandatory due to get a shot before February 2021, or by February 2021, I should say. So Hearn, just from his comments, seems to be that he would like that to happen. And remember Tyson Fury in his statement at the top of the video, he said that he had 1 hurdle to clear in Deontay Wilder. Well, if Dillian Whyte comes into the picture, that then becomes 2. So they may not necessarily be on the same page with all elements here because Dillian Whyte, clearly he's been calling for his shot. He's been saying that Tyson Fury should fight him now. Just throw Deontay Wilder, cast him aside, which obviously he can't do because of contractual reasons. But Dillian Whyte is due a shot in the WBC, and no doubt he will push for that. And Hearn saying we have the Dillian Whyte mandatory, which is due before this fight. It's fair to say, I think, that we potentially may see those 2 hurdles have to be cleared before an undisputed fight could happen. And Joshua is of the same sort of predicament too. He has Kubrat Pulev, he's got to beat him. And then there's Alexander Usyk, who's the current WBO mandatory. So maybe there's some leeway for a deal to be done, but it's hard to see 2 fighters who are due a title shot, who've been waiting for some time now, wanting to just sort of step aside. I don't know. There seems to be a few more things to get through here, but I guess the key thing is with all of this, there's progress. I know that, we've been talking about the sort of fight for a long time, but at least something is now tangible in terms of a deal has been struck on the financial elements, or the best part of it. The structure of the deal is loosely in place. No contracts are signed, but they've made significant progress, as opposed to it just being sort of, something ethereal, pie in the sky type talk. If they can get past respective opponents, and potentially 2 respective opponents, they are going to set up an undisputed fight against each other. Where? It's hard to say. You'd have to imagine that the Middle East would be a potential sort of venue. Saudi Arabia has been mentioned before. Daniel Kinahan also has ties to other places within the Middle East. So we'll have to see where this goes from here, but it's a positive sort of step forward for this potential undisputed fight. But I guess, what's going to happen now? Can Fury and Joshua stay unbeaten until they face each other? That's a big question. Remember, boxing is, nothing is ever a certainty in this game. We saw Joshua lose to Ruiz. That was unexpected. What's not to say that one or both could lose before they end up meeting? I'm not sort of trying to put the hex on them or anything like that, but it is boxing after all. That is an unknown variable at this point. But positive news nonetheless here. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, their teams agreeing to the structure of a deal for a 2-fight deal. So it'd be obviously they're looking at summer next year, which in the Northern Hemisphere, and then obviously the second fight probably towards the back end of that year as well. But still some hurdles to clear, for the moment. So we'll see where this goes. So drop a comment loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.